As the years grow and technologies advance, we value the ease of comfort over literally everything. We value it over quantity, quality, and even monetary value. Just look at apps like DoorDash, Uber Eats, Postmates, all these different things. Instead of going out, let's say across the street to go get you a coffee from Starbucks, you can go and order yourself a coffee to have it delivered to you for, guess what? $14. Or with my credits, $13, which is absolutely insane that we live in a world where you can pay as much as $13 to $14 for a simple coffee, not a latte, not a frappuccino, not an espresso, for a simple coffee. But this is what happens when we have a generation that values comfort over literally everything. Now let's ask ourselves, what is instant gratification? Instant gratification is the immediate fulfillment of a person's wants, needs, and or desires. It is the act of an impulsive choice to do something for the instant feeling of pleasure and satisfaction. So now let's give a little example, right? Like, my thing is I love shoes, I'm I'm going to be honest, I've been disciplined, but I used to not be very disciplined. So I'm kind of being real with this example. But let's say you walk in a Foot Locker, right, and you see these beautiful, beautiful Jordan 11s, some of the best Jordans that ever came out ever, right? You see them for $200, regular retail, right? You know you're on a tight budget. You know the holidays just passed. You know you got rent coming up. But what do? You use your credit card and you buy the shoes off of credit card debt, knowing that you can't afford it. Now you probably ask yourself, like, okay, what is so bad about this? I'm getting what I want and I'm getting it now. So let me tell you. Now, let me remind you that instant gratification doesn't just affect your finances. It's not like just buying a car on a whim or buying a designer belt on a whim or buying a new iPhone even though you know you can't afford it and you have the little last year model that works perfectly just fine. It's not just finances. Instant gratification can affect your confidence, your sex life, your relationship, and even your own body image and health, to where you're willing to sacrifice your own health to increase your body image, to increase your self-esteem, your own self-feeling. So like, as we know, right, the gym bro and the fitness industry is really blowing up and it's getting more popular, which is a great thing, but it's a two-edged sword, right? Like on TikTok, I came up off of, a small come up, but I came up a little bit off of the gym and fitness industry. And to be honest, the gym and fitness industry is what helped me get out of my depression and become healthy and defeat my depression. But let's be honest, right? There's also a bad side towards this industry, and let me tell you. So you got people like Simonian Panda, who else? Michael Hearn. I'm sorry. You got people like Simeon Panda, Michael Hearn, and Alex Eubank. Now Alex Eubank is outwardly, he said that he's on steroids, but all the guys I previously mentioned are fake natties, and they're giving these 15 and 16-year-olds the impression like, let me not do it the hard way. Let me not go through diet and exercise. Let me not go to the gym 4 times a week. Let me not dial in on my form. Let me not dial in and eat steak and broccoli and eggs and salmon and all these different things. Let me just go out and go to a TRT clinic. Let me just go and ask the biggest gym bro in the gym to see if he could give me a trend. Let me go ask if he could give me Dianabol or clenbuterol and all these different things. And if you don't know what these drugs are, good for you. But you know what I'm saying? You literally have 15 and 16-year-olds literally sacrificing their health and, their regular organ functions just to look bigger without thinking about the future consequences. And the simple lack of thought is simply just self-destruction. That's literally what it is. And see, now this is the major issues with victims that fall to instant gratification. These victims 9 times out of 10 fail to think about the long term, fail to think about the consequences. They only think about the result, which is the major problem with this day and age now with social media and wanting things fast, like Ozempic and all these different things, right? Like, so for example, in my previous example, 15, 16-year-old or even 20-year-old, 18-year-old hops on steroids to look like these guys that they see on Instagram and YouTube, and they fail to think about the possible organ failure that may come upon them in their 30s and 40s. They may fail to think about the early death that can happen if they don't do steroids properly, right? Because this is literally a drug that literally changes your chemical composition in your body, you know. For example, another example, a person that's hopping into credit card debt for a chain, or a person that's hopping into credit card debt for some shoes or a car they can't afford, they fail to think about the mountain of debt that they're gonna have to face when they're gonna have to face it. They're not gonna think about that balance until the due date. They're not gonna think about that. They're just thinking about, oh wow, I got these fancy shoes. Oh wow, I got this gold chain, or oh wow, I got these Amiris. You know what I'm saying? But they're not gonna think about, oh my God, I gotta pay $2,000 off of my credit card right now, and I need to pay my rent. You know what I'm saying? Or one last example, like the big trend of Ozempic. A lot of people are failing to even think about what are the possible long-term side effects of this drug. Because yes, it is a drug, and it's not meant for people that don't have diabetes. People are literally taking them simply just to lose weight and look anorexic. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? That thing might lead to liver cancer, or liver problems, or kidney problems, or pancreas issues, or stomach issues, to where if you hop off, your stomach just, you know what I'm saying? We don't know what the effects of this drug Ozempic is going to do to our people until 5-10 years later when a large lawsuit happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, victims of instant gratification just fail to think outside of the short term. Now, I'm gonna be honest, right? And let us as the audience be honest as well. We've all been victims of instant gratification. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, the reason why I keep bringing up shoes is because there was a lot of times where, like, when I lived with my parents, when I had less bills, less responsibilities, there's a lot of times when I bought shoes that was kind of stupid, where I'm like, I could afford them simply because I live with my parents, but like, why? Because like, what if something bad happens and now like I need that money? What if I get kicked out? What if this happens? What, you know what I'm saying? Like, we simply do not know. And, you know, like I said, I've been victims of buying shoes and then not liking them afterwards because I just want that instant gratification of, let me go purchase it. You know what I'm saying? I've had that same thing buying video games I haven't played in months, and I barely played, and I just saw some trailer and I was like, ooh, let me go buy it. And then as soon as I play it, I'm like, damn, trash. And then I forget about it. $20, $30, $40 down the drain. So we must ask ourselves, how can we break free from the chains of instant gratification and no longer fall victim to it? And basically, the first thing that we must do, is that we must change and completely alter our mentality and our view of life on things. Like, a lot of the time now with social media, we put so much value in the destination and the achievement. You put so much value in the ring, put so much value in the trophy, the Larry O'Brien, the Stanley Cup, the this and the that, the wedding ring. But we don't value the journey anymore. We're not valuing the hardships. We're not valuing the constant failures until you finally get it. We're not valuing all the times that you couldn't get it right this way, but then you finally found the right way to do it, and then bam, you finally got it. We're not valuing the journey. We are simply just like, I want this and I want it now. You know, not knowing that is the completely unfulfilling way to live life. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, right, if God was just to give you everything on this earth, you would be bored. You would just be like, what am I doing here? You know, so he specifically gives you tests to be like, are you worthy? Are you deserving of this? Are you using me properly? Are you giving me, are you worshiping me? Are you doing this? Are you respecting me? Are you spreading out my name? Or are you just being selfish? And are you just being selfish like, no, I want it right now. I want this right now. I want my wife right now. I want my husband right now. I want this house right now. I want to be financially responsible right now. You have not even learned. You have not even embarked on the journey. So we need to change our mentality. We need to change our mentality and value the journey over the destination. Value the journey over the destination. I'm going to say it again. Value the journey over the destination, because all the fun is in the journey. Like, let me give you an example. Right now, I'm enjoying the grind to 1,000 subs plus. I'm enjoying the grind. I'm enjoying the grind. I've enjoyed the powerlifting grind. You know how many times before I hit 4 plates, and now 4 plates on deadlift is normal to me. Like, that's a warm up for me. You know how many times I failed and failed and failed and failed and failed, week after week after week after week, going for 405 pounds on deadlift. Countless times. But then when I finally hit it, that dopamine, that feeling of success, that feeling of triumph, of being triumphant. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing compares to it. You know, it's all about the journey. Let's put more value in the journey and stop putting all this value on the destination. Next, we must ask ourselves before making any decision, how will this affect me in the long term? What are the consequences, and what other ways can I obtain what I want? And if I do this in this matter, what will I gain, and would it be worth it? So basically, what you're doing is you want to analyze before you make any decision. Analyze. Don't go into analysis paralysis, but please analyze. You know what I'm saying? Even if you're making a little small decision, what may seem small, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, it's just a little $20 gift card. Oh, it's just a little $20 game. I did the same thing last month. I'm gonna keep it real with you. If you watch my videos, I just moved into my apartment a couple months ago. I've never had my own apartment ever in my life. I never paid rent in my life. I never paid an electric bill in my life. But yeah, this was my first holiday season, and let me tell you, like, I'm used to sending a certain amount of money, you know, whenever I give people gifts, my mom, my father, my girlfriend, whoever, the boys, whatever it is, right? My nephew, he's not my nephew, but I consider him my nephew. He's my cousin. Also appreciate you, Elijah, if you're watching this. But right, you know, I'm used to buying all these guys gifts and sending money, you know what I'm saying? Because honestly, I'm a giver, you know, I like giving. And, you know, because I worked a job where, like, I was heavily dependent on tips. And I know when you're doing a good job and you're not getting appreciated for it. I know how it feels. So I always want to make sure I give. But anyway, I'm going off tangent. I'm used to spending a certain amount of money. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm going to do what I regularly do. When I get my people's gifts, I'm going to give me a gift as well. I'm going to give me a little cologne. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And when that bill came, I was like, what the heck is going on? I was like, hold up. Wait a minute. I was like, hold on now. I didn't know it was going to be this hefty. And then the electric bill came and rent was like, oh, thank you. And I'm like, oh, I'm low. I'm low. Yeah, I was like, I'm low. And you know what I'm saying? So when you're ask yourself all these questions, when you're analyzing before you make your decision, this is what's helping you take a pause. You're analyzing the whole situation as a whole, just to make sure, like, hold on, am I being stupid or am I making the right decision? Am I being too hasty or can this wait? And what will this actually benefit me? What will me be getting this clone benefit me? Well, should I hop on these SARMs? Should I hop on the Ozempic? Should I get this dress? Do I really need this dress right now? Do I really need this diamond ring right now? Do I really need this iced out chain right now? Do I need that watch right now? And that will allow you to really judge. And, you know, and this is another thing too. You got to be honest with yourself when you're making these calculations, when you're making this analysis. Don't make these weird situations where you're like, oh, well, if I work 70 hours this week and that week, knowing that OT is dry at your job, like, don't, like, be honest and be like, you know what, let me really analyze my situation. Can I actually do this? Does this make sense? You know what I'm saying? That's what you want to do, you know, with those questions. And like I said, take those questions and use them for your everyday decisions that are a little bit hasty. You know, do I really need to hop on social media right now? Or am I just using it just to doom scroll? Do I need to hop on Amazon right now and look at items that I don't need? Do I need to go into Target and look at items that I don't need? Ask yourself this and be like, you know what? Let me just go on a walk. Let me just do this. Let me just do that. So now, let's take a step back and let's go over the solutions one more time, because I really want to help you guys and help myself at the same time so I can keep myself in check. All right? So now, first, what you want to do is change your mindset, alter your mindset, and remember to enjoy the journey and stop putting all your value in the destination, in the achievement. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I don't care about the journey to 1K subs. I'm just get to 1K subs and keep it moving. No. Enjoy the journey. enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Of course, enjoy the destination, but enjoy the journey, because there's a lot of beauty in the journey. You learn a lot in the journey, whether it's the gym, fitness, cardio, learning financial literacy, investing, all these different things. Like, there's so much that you learn and so much that you'll value in the journey. So just remember that, please. You know, and then what you want to do is, before making a decision, step back, analyze, ask yourself questions, be like, does this make sense? Is this worth it? Should I do this? You know what I'm saying? And be honest with yourself. Remember to be honest, because I mean, if you're not honest with yourself, you're never nothing's gonna happen. Nothing's gonna work. You know, so be honest with yourself, please. And lastly, just stop letting your feelings and your thoughts dictate what you do in a 3-dimensional. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't let all these impulse thoughts be like, you know what, you should watch this, or you should buy this right now. Like, don't let that rule over you. You are above your thoughts. You are above your feelings. You know what I'm saying? Don't let your feelings run you. You know what I'm saying? And in the comments, man, let me know what your weaknesses are with instant gratification. I was very honest. Like, for me, it's been with video games, like purchases. Sometimes I'm just like, oh, I haven't treated myself in a while. Let me go do this, let me do that. Or even with food, sometimes I'll buy out, even though when I'm like, I should not be buying out right now, or buying coffee when I should not be buying coffee, when I should be making it at home. You know what I'm saying? So just ask, just let me know in the comments, man. And let me know if this video was helpful for you. I hope you guys have a lovely, splendid day. God is the greatest. God loves you. And I hope you guys enjoy the day and just change your attitude, change your mindset for the better and for the good. I'll see you later, and Wagwan. All right. Now shoot for some thumbnails.